Breaking news. Today, the Philippine Navy has taken a decisive and unprecedented step that's sending shockwaves across the region. In a powerful show of resolve, the Philippines is standing its ground. 7 Navy ships have been dispatched on a critical mission to Bajo de Masinloc, a territory at the heart of ongoing maritime disputes. This move marks a dramatic escalation in the standoff at sea, as tensions between nations over these contested waters have reached a boiling point. The atmosphere on board is tense, with every crew member aware of the gravity of their mission. Early this morning, alarms echoed through the streets of Manila, waking the city to the reality of a new chapter in the nation's maritime defense. The sense of urgency was palpable as news spread rapidly. The Philippine Navy launched one of its largest and most coordinated patrols in recent memory. Sailors, officers, and support staff moved with purpose, receiving final briefings and preparing for what could be a defining moment in their careers. 7 ships, each fully equipped and manned by highly trained crews, sailed out from Manila Bay. Their destination, the contested waters near Bajo de Masinloc, an area rich in resources and strategic importance. For weeks, tensions have been steadily building. Diplomatic talks have grown more heated, and military officials have held urgent meetings to address the rising threat. Reports have surfaced of foreign vessels crowding into Philippine waters, raising alarms among local fishermen and coastal communities. Radar screens have lit up with unfamiliar signals, fueling widespread concern. In response, the government has chosen to act decisively, signaling to the world that the Philippines will not back down. The deployment was announced with a sense of determination and unity. The message from the Navy is loud and clear. The Philippines is ready to defend its territory and uphold its sovereignty, no matter the cost. At the docks, families gathered to say their goodbyes. There were tears, hugs, and words of encouragement as loved ones prepared to embark on this critical mission. News cameras captured the raw emotion. Proud faces mixed with nervous hands, as families expressed both their anxiety and their pride in the sailors' bravery. Across the nation, people gathered around televisions and radios, united in hope and worry. The entire country watched as the Navy ships sailed into the unknown, their fate uncertain. As the ships disappeared over the horizon, a somber mood settled over Manila. The city paused, reflecting on the risks and the courage of those at sea. Hope, fear, and pride mingled in the hearts of Filipinos everywhere. The nation stood together, bracing for what might come next. Everyone knew that this moment could mark a turning point for the country, a test of resolve, unity, and national spirit that would be remembered for years to come. Bajo de Masinloc, more widely known as Scarborough Shoal, is a small but significant group of rocks and reefs located in the vast expanse of the South China Sea. Though it may appear unremarkable at first glance, this isolated outcrop has become one of the most talked about maritime features in the region. The shoal sits about 120 nautical miles west of Luzon, the largest and most populous island of the Philippines. Its proximity to the Philippine coast makes it especially important to the country, both geographically and culturally. On a map, Bajo de Masinloc might look like just a tiny speck in the middle of the sea, but its significance goes far beyond its size. It is a place where history, livelihood, and international politics all collide. For generations of Filipino fishermen, Bajo de Masinloc has been a lifeline. Its waters are teeming with fish, making it one of the richest fishing grounds in the region. Every day, local fishermen brave the open sea, casting their nets and hoping for a good catch to bring home to their families. These fishing traditions have been passed down from father to son, and entire communities depend on the bounty of the shoal for their survival. The connection between the people and the sea here is deep and enduring. Beneath the waves, the reefs of Bajo de Masinloc are alive with vibrant coral and a dazzling array of marine life. The area serves as a crucial habitat for countless species of fish, shellfish, and other sea creatures, supporting not just local fishermen, but the broader marine ecosystem. The fish caught here end up in markets across the Philippines, feeding millions and supporting the country's food security. The economic impact of the shoal is felt far beyond the coastline, making it a vital resource for the nation. But Bajo de Masinloc's importance is not limited to the Philippines alone. Its strategic location and abundant resources have drawn the attention of other countries, most notably China. China also lays claim to this reef, asserting historical rights over the area and regularly sending Coast Guard and naval vessels to patrol its waters. This overlapping claim has led to frequent tensions and confrontations at sea. As a result, Bajo de Masinloc has become a flashpoint in the ongoing dispute over the South China Sea. Encounters between Philippine and Chinese vessels are common, sometimes escalating into tense standoffs that capture international attention. The shoal now sits at the heart of a complex and heated argument over who has the right to control the South China Sea, a region that is not only rich in fish, but also believed to hold vast reserves of oil and natural gas beneath its seabed. Control over Bajo de Masinloc also means influence over some of the world's busiest shipping lanes. Every year, trillions of dollars worth of goods pass through these waters, making the shoal strategically important for global trade and commerce. This is why both the Philippines and China are determined not to give up their claims. The struggle over Bajo de Masinloc is about much more than rocks and reefs. It is about national pride, economic survival, and the balance of power in one of the world's most important seas. The sun had not yet risen when the first ship left port. Crew members stood on deck, faces serious and focused. They wore new uniforms, boots polished, and every movement showed their training and pride. Navy officers barked out final checks, engines rumbled to life, cutting through the morning silence. The ships moved in a tight line, their flags flying high. Onshore, crowds cheered and waved, trying to catch a last glimpse of the sailors. Out at sea, the water was rough, but the Navy pressed forward. Each ship followed strict formation. Communication was fast and clear, with radios crackling orders. The lead vessel cut through the waves, setting a powerful example for those that followed. As the city faded behind them, the sailors looked ahead. Their mission was dangerous, but they were ready to face whatever lay beyond the horizon. On the bridge of the flagship, Commander Reyes stood calmly. He watched the radar screen, tracking every nearby vessel. His voice was strong as he gave orders. Maintain distance, but hold your course. No one falls behind. Officers relayed instructions down to the engine rooms and watch decks. Each crew member knew their role. Some manned binoculars, scanning the horizon for unknown ships. Others checked weapon systems, making sure everything was ready but safe. The commanders reminded everyone, "We are here to protect, not to provoke." Strict rules were set. No aggressive moves unless ordered. The Navy's goal was to show strength, not to start a fight. The crews worked together as one team. Every small detail mattered. The mood was tense, but trust in their leaders kept them steady. Morning light broke over the sea as the ships neared Bajo de Masinloc. The water sparkled, but honestly, the mood was tense. The Navy began careful maneuvers, circling the area. Lookouts spotted other vessels nearby. Some flew foreign flags, which, definitely raised the tension. The ships moved in a defensive pattern. Smaller boats scouted ahead, while larger ships formed a shield, protecting the core of the formation. Every move was done with care, watched closely by commanders on deck. Suddenly, a radio message crackled, in unknown vessel approaching from the north. Alerts rang out across the ships. Crew members took their positions ready for anything, but for now, the order was to hold and observe. As the day went on, the Navy's presence was clear. They were here to stay, sending a strong message to anyone watching. The South China Sea is one of the busiest waterways in the world. Huge ships pass through every day, carrying goods to and from Asia. But beneath the surface, tensions have been growing for years. China claims almost all of the sea as its own. Its ships and Coast Guard have become a common sight near Bajo de Masinloc. The Philippines, however, says these waters belong to them, based on international law. This has led to many standoffs and close encounters. Sometimes, foreign vessels block Filipino fishermen from reaching the shoal. At other times, Coast Guard ships race side by side in tense patrols. Each side waits for the other to make a mistake. No shots have been fired, but the risk is always there. The world watches closely, hoping that words, not weapons, will decide the future. From Beijing, the view is very different. Here the city pulses with confidence, and the halls of power echo with a sense of historical destiny. The South China Sea, and especially Bajo de Masinloc, is seen not just as a strategic location, but as an inseparable part of China's national story. Chinese leaders insist that Bajo de Masinloc is part of their territory, a claim they repeat in every official statement and international forum. For them, this is not just a matter of policy, but of principle and sovereignty. They point to old maps and centuries of maritime history to make their case, arguing that Chinese fishermen and sailors have visited these waters for generations. These documents, they say, are proof of their long-standing connection to the region. To them, any move by the Philippines is a challenge that must be answered. Every diplomatic note, every patrol, is seen as a test of China's resolve and authority in the region. Chinese ships have circled the shoal for years, maintaining a constant presence. Their patrols are a daily reminder to the world, and to their own people, that China will not yield. Sometimes they build temporary shelters or drop buoys to mark their presence, reinforcing their claim with physical markers. These actions, though small, send a clear message. China is here to stay. Their Coast Guard is always on alert, ready to respond to any incursion, no matter how minor. Crews work in shifts, scanning the horizon for foreign vessels, prepared for any escalation. For China, the South China Sea is important for trade, fishing, and national pride. The sea lanes here carry much of the country's commerce, and the rich fishing grounds feed millions. But beyond resources, it's about prestige and the image of a strong, unified nation. They see foreign ships as unwanted guests, intruders in waters they believe are rightfully theirs. Every unfamiliar flag is met with suspicion and vigilance. The recent deployment of Philippine ships has made them more cautious, but also more determined. Each new encounter is watched closely, with both sides unwilling to show weakness. Diplomats from both sides try to talk, but the conversation is slow, weighed down by history and mistrust. Every word is chosen carefully, as neither side wants to give ground. Neither country is willing to back down. The standoff at sea is mirrored by a standoff at the negotiating table, with both sides digging in. This makes every patrol a careful dance between peace and conflict. Each maneuver, each radio call, is loaded with meaning. In these tense waters, a single misstep could change everything, but for now, both sides hold their ground, unwilling to yield. As news spread, other countries began to react. The United States and allies called for calm, urging respect for international law. Some offered to help with patrols or training, hoping to keep the peace. Neighbors like Vietnam and Malaysia watched with concern. They also have disputes with China in the same sea. To them, the Philippine deployment was a brave move, but it could make things more dangerous for everyone. International groups warned of the risks. A single mistake could lead to open conflict. The world's markets watched nervously, knowing that trouble here could affect global trade. For now, all eyes are on the ships at sea. Their next move could shape the future of the entire region. With the Navy on patrol, the Philippines has made its stand. The world wonders what will come next. Will talks lead to a solution, or will tensions grow stronger? Some hope that this show of strength will encourage peaceful talks. Others fear that one wrong move could spark a bigger crisis. The region's future hangs in the balance, shaped by actions at sea and words on land. For the sailors near Bajo de Masinloc, each day is a test of courage and discipline. They watch, wait, and hope for peace, even as they prepare for the unknown. The story is not over. As the sun sets on the South China Sea, the world holds its breath, waiting to see what tomorrow will bring.